I heard it from a blogger. Slow living means slow achieving, and that's okay.
Hi, my name is Louie Poco.
I'm Anne.
And together, we're co-founders of Gouache Wax Canvas.
So Gouache is an accidental business actually. It started in 2013. Back then, he was dabbling in photography and video. So one day his camera bag broke. And then we went out in the mall trying to look for a camera bag that wasn't synthetic looking, that wasn't black. Medyo artistic naman.
Yeah, most of the bags kasi back then were like the low pro black bags, and I wanted something
Medyo artsy, ganun.
a little stylish. Na,
Since we're based in Marikina, why don't we have a prototype made of something that we would like? So we made this prototype of a camera bag. Back then, it was made out of canvas and leather kasi yun naman yung common materials.
but then, syempre, the photographers want something.
Water repellent, water resistant, weatherproof. Of course, it was a gear bag and you'd want to protect your camera. So with canvas kasi, it's very absorbent.
So we explored this thing called wax canvas.
Kasi we read in our research na wax canvas is weatherproof. At least it's water resistant to a certain extent. So it was very organic and it was quite accidental because it was really just a side project. But then with crowdfunding and concept testing, meron palang demand for it. And I think even now, kami lang yung nagpo-produce ng wax canvas as a material. Basically, we're not bag makers, so we really need to collaborate. We just have a vision of products. We know what the market wants, the style. We know what we want in terms of the aesthetics. Pero it's really the makers who can make it a reality. We just feel all businesses need to do good. And it's just our way of trying to do good. Yung pagiging conscious company namin, it's accidental. We were crowdfunded first, so we felt the love. So parang it's just paying forward na since we were given love, we need to share it back. And that's just our way of doing it. Our term of growing as a company is making sure na the company, kahit small lang, can provide for everyone.
During the time after lockdown and syempre we don't know what's gonna happen, so parang yung namin, capital namin sobrang lumilit na, and we were thinking of different plans na, plan A, plan B, plan C, na how are we gonna support all these people? Parang are we gonna give up the store na just to support the we're thinking of things what to cut.
So the pandemic talaga made us realize na oo, tao pala talaga.
Yung importante.
I mean, it's proof na, oo, tao pala talaga. Kasi the businesses that are open, even if nalulugi sila, I think the only reason why they're doing it is because
Wala na talaga.
They want to support their people. And they're holding on because they know naman na babangon rin. They're taking losses in because they don't want to let go of the staff.
You think naman the brand can just survive kahit lagi mo lang, alam mo yan, dyan, online, it's just there.
Pero yeah, that was what inspired us to move, to keep moving, to keep finding solutions. Because we didn't want to go to plan B or
Z.
Magsa-stop yung manufacturing namin.
Medyo nag-iba yung perspective namin during the pandemic towards work, kasi parang we realized that the work keeps us happy so
we strive for the work to contribute to our happiness. Hindi na siya work kasi integrated talaga siya to
sa life natin.
Sa life namin, who we are and what we do. So we don't want to push ourselves too thin na it becomes stressful. It's okay to work with the people who are partners na talagang mean something to you instead of spreading yourself too thin and joining everything. And it gives us time to breathe and do more designs. Dati kasi, naghahabol lang kami ng stocks palagi.
It will take us siguro a year to release a new design. Siguro, no?
Half a year. But this year, we plan to do more.
Every month, or every 2 months, ganyan.
Yun nga, we had to be conservative where we put our stocks para hindi kami gawa ng stocks kasi that actually saves us a lot in terms of cash flow.
yun nga, the new website has this
Yeah, we made a new
pre-order
website.
button. Dati kasi kung na-out of stock na yung bag,
Oo. Hindi namin siya gagawin until magba-batch process kami of that same design. So the client has to wait so long. But now, more
with
of,
technology, with the
they
technology.
can pre-order it and we can make it in 7 days, even without a batch process. Pero that required skill up sa management and bag making team. Kasi before, if you do it by batch, it's kind of easier in a sense na every week nakafocus ka lang sa isang design kasi you're doing a lot of that thing, right?
But these are individual
But
orders.
now, we do pre-orders, individual orders. Pwedeng everyday iba-iba yung ginagawa mo. So, your makers need to be very skilled. And thankfully, ours is naman. So, they were able to accept that new direction and follow through na we'll do
Yeah,
pre-orders.
because before we couldn't do small orders. That's the thing.
Kasi we were so focused on creating batch.
Right now,
Kasi we were focused on consignment. So now that we changed the business model, kahit individual orders, okay lang. We'll just adjust. Sourcing is really hard last year and even now. And that's also driving us to do smaller batch design. Yun, yung supply chain na disrupt talaga siya kasi nag-close yung mga suppliers. Like, we would get stuff from Divisoria. It was closed for a while. But that also opened opportunities kasi nagsilabasan yung suppliers online. And that's actually easier now. We're like, okay, so may ganito palang fabric here or may ganito pala. And it's easier to source.
syempre we had to cut down everything, cut down all the expenses as much as we can.
Our own cost, both sa business and on our lifestyle. Kasi biglang walang
No gigs, no shows.
A lot of creative stream of income. And they all stopped. Parang lahat ng creative, parang
no gigs,
medyo nahirapan.
no sales,
Low
no
sales,
traveling.
So we had to adjust. We decided nga na if we could move somewhere with more open space, and we're privileged enough to have something like that. So we moved to Louie's parents' house here in San Mateo.
Dati kasi we stayed in an apartment which is beside our warehouse para mabilisan during our lifestyle before pandemic, because every morning we do our work, then the afternoon ready na for a gig.
And his gig usually starts at 10 p.m. and ends up at 1 or 2 a.m. And then we repeat the next day.
We had to give that up na kasi hindi na ganun yung lifestyle namin. And that gave us also opportunity nga to have a baby. So right now, we have Lucas.
Tapos, with the pandemic, the gig stopped. So, and the meeting stopped. So, there's no reason to be on the road. And that whatever we saved in time for those things, napunta siya sa work, napunta siya sa family, at saka sa luto. Parang, basically, it wasn't a conscious decision. It just happened. And we just embraced it. Pero for sure, dati wala talagang time to have a family and a baby. Pero sobrang sakto lang yung timing ng baby namin.
That's the word now eh. Parang, I think that's the word eh, rather than we shifted. We just embraced na lang talaga yung the slow.
Yeah, the slow.
Mukhang
Slower
ito
life.
na talaga. Parang mukhang ito talaga gawin natin. And we might as well design or set our plans through this na lang style. Parang ganun.
Having a baby makes you prioritize more. Kasi the baby has a schedule eh. So, parang susunod ka sa kanya. So, dapat alam mo na by this time, dapat tapos mo na yung work mo kasi you have to take care of your baby. It makes you prioritize things better. You only do what really needs to be done. You don't need to be like busy for the heck of it. You just do what needs to be done and then be content with...
So it's just spend the slow time with the baby, is it?
Yeah. Dun sa slow living though, siguro before if I would write 12 things to do, now it's just 6 because I need to be content with fulfilling 6 important things than 12. As long as I have the balance, I have time for family, time to cook, time to...
Yeah, and more than that allowed Anne to explore different skills.
I would say the pandemic in general made me a less controlling person. I always had controls with what I want done, kunyari in a week or in a month. And the pandemic made me realize na no matter how much control you have, there are things that will be outside your control. So if that's the case, chill ka na lang muna. Made me understand that to put more margins and buffers around plans. So both in the company, now it's taking a little bit more like longer to translate a design into an actual product because of sourcing. But that's okay. I heard it from a blogger. Slow living means slow achieving, and that's okay. Yeah, you don't need to finish everything at one go. And you just need to identify the more important things to do in the day. And then set aside the rest for the next days and the next, as long as you take baby steps. Huwag naman yung wala kayo rin ginagawa ever. It's okay to have small achievements at a time if it means that you live a balanced life. If it means that I have now time for, syempre I have a baby na, and nag-iba talaga yung perspective ko na I have a cut-off for work now.
Work and family is like parang integrated together in a good way. If you want to do work, you just do work. Set a time lang to do work. And then some of this time, it'll be family. Parang ganun.
Dati kasi controlling ako eh. Controls means na, controlling in a sense na I really want things done. I won't let it go. But slow living and slow achieving means you have the capacity to let go of some things, diba? And there are days na hindi mo magagawa eh. And it's okay. I mean, that's not the end of the world. You have tomorrow to finish it. And that's maybe what I really learned during the pandemic. And it's okay. You don't have to sweat the small stuff.
Thank you so much, everyone. Hope you guys learned some stuff from us.
Sorry for oversharing. Hope that it's useful information.
Please do like and subscribe Common Room's YouTube channel.
Yeah, for more stories about makers and artisanal products and small businesses.
Bye!